There's a moment in life when everything collapses. The identity that you built, the plans you made, the control you thought you had, gone. Maybe it's a breakup. Maybe it's trauma. Maybe it's just exhaustion of pretending you're okay. I've been there more than once. The kind of breaking point where you feel like your soul just can't take one more thing. Different seasons, different stories, but the same ink always underneath. That sense of losing yourself. Sometimes it looked like anxiety. Sometimes it was just heartbreak. Sometimes it was that quiet collapse where you're still showing up for everyone else, but inside, you know something has shattered. And I won't sugarcoat it. Finding your way back from that space isn't ever easy, but it is sacred. Because when everything you thought you were burns to the ground, the only thing left standing is truth. If you're watching this, you're probably somewhere in that space between who you were and who you are becoming. And that space hurts. It's disorienting, it's dark, but it's also where your real power begins to awaken. So today, I want to give you 5 steps backed by science, ancient wisdom, and personal truth to help you reconnect with your inner power after a breakdown. Step 1, regulate the body to free the mind. When you're in the middle of a breakdown, the first thing that collapses is your body. Your chest tightens, your breath gets shallow, your jaw locks. Your nervous system goes into overdrive, fight, flight, freeze. Your breath gets shallow, your heart races, your mind just loops, trying to find safety. You activate survival mode and the mind starts spiraling, trying to make sense of it all. This isn't weakness, it's biology. It's your body doing its best to protect you. Trauma, heartbreak, emotional overload, they all dysregulate the nervous system. The body doesn't know if it's facing a breakup or a bear. It just knows danger. But here's what I've learned, and I learned this the hard way. You can't think your way out of a survival state. You have to breathe your way out. Your physiology creates your psychology. Your body is the remote control of your mind. Change your body and your mind follows. When you shift your body, you shift your state. And that's the fastest way home. Science calls it vagal regulation. The ancients called it the breath of life. Whether it's yoga, qigong, or hermetic alchemy, every ancient practice starts with the same bridge, the breath. Because breath is spiritus, the bridge between the physical and the divine. This is why breath work, movement, sound, all of it is just so powerful. It's not just woo-woo, it's neuroscience. The moment you take a deep, conscious breath, you send a signal to your brain, I'm safe. That one message starts turning off the alarm system in your nervous system. The fight, flight, the freeze, they all just begin to melt. And suddenly, clarity starts to return. Because you can't heal from the mind when your body still thinks it's in danger. So start there. Don't reach for answers, reach for your breath. Try this right now. Inhale through your nose for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale through your mouth for 8. That's not random. That's 4-7-8 breathing, proven to calm the vagus nerve. Slow your heart rate and tell your brain, I'm safe now. Or try coherent breathing. Inhale for 5.5 seconds. Exhale for 5.5 seconds. That rhythm balances the heart, the brain, and the nervous system into harmony. Do either one of those 3 times. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your heart rate slow. That's your soul slipping back into your body. When your breath deepens, your thought softens. When your body relaxes, your soul can finally re-enter. And when you do this over and over, when you train your body to relax in the face of chaos, you start to realize something profound. You were never disconnected from your power. You were just disconnected from your body. If you're overwhelmed, go to nature. Feel your feet on the grass. Let cold water run over your hands. Just listen to the wind or the hum of your own heartbeat. These aren't small things. They're sacred resets. The earth is a frequency, and your body remembers it. So start there. Before affirmations, before the spiritual bypassing, come home to your body. Because when you regulate your body, you free your mind. And when both align, body and breath, biology and spirit, you return to the truth of who you are. Not broken, not lost, just remembering the way home. Regulating your body isn't a step backward, it's the bridge back to your divinity. Every breath, every movement, every choice to calm your body is a message to the universe that says, I'm ready to come home to myself. Regulation isn't weakness, it's spiritual mastery in disguise. Step 2, witness the shatter. Don't run from it. When life breaks you open, the instinct is to run, to distract, to numb, to do anything other than feel. I know that space personally, the one where you'll do anything to quiet the noise. For some, it's just endless scrolling and distraction. For others, it's work, perfectionism, control, or numbing through substances, relationships, or constant movement. Because facing the pain feels unbearable. It feels like if you let it in, it might just swallow you whole. But here's the truth. What you resist persists. What you avoid amplifies. The only way out of a breakdown is through it. The moment you stop running and finally just sit with your pain, you begin the process of integration. Science calls it emotional regulation. Spirit calls it transmutation. The brain stores unprocessed pain in the limbic system. It loops until it's witnessed. But when you bring awareness to it, when you fully feel it, the charge begins to release. This is the dark night of the soul that mystics have written about for centuries. In Hermetic alchemy, it's called the negredo, the blackening phase, the death of the old self, the purification by fire. And it does hurt. It will ache in places you didn't know existed. But what's really dying is everything that isn't you. The illusions, the false identities, the protection mechanisms that kept you small. Every tear, every wave of emotion, it's sacred release. It's the soul emptying out what no longer belongs. So instead of asking, when will this end? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Sit with it, breathe through it, journal it out. Move your body gently as you cry or shake or scream. Whatever you need to do, just let the energy leave through motion. This is emotional alchemy, the process of turning pain into wisdom, chaos into clarity, and grief into gold. The breakdown isn't your punishment, it's your initiation. Every breakdown you survive rewires your nervous system for more resilience, more capacity, more truth. And when you witness the shatter without judgment, without shame, you begin to meet yourself in the deepest way possible. Not as the version of you who was trying to survive, but as the one who was born to remember. The breakdown isn't the end, it's the initiation. Step 3. rewrite the story through the nervous system. Once you've faced that storm, once you've stopped running from the pain, once you've let yourself actually feel what's real, the next step is to rebuild that inner landscape. There's this quiet moment when something shifts. You realize you get to rebuild, not from who you were, but from who you're becoming. This is where healing becomes creation. Science tells us that your brain is rewiring itself every single day. New thoughts, new emotions, new experiences are literally reshaping your neural pathways. Every thought, every feeling, every action. It's sculpting your nervous system like clay. This is called neuroplasticity. The phrase neurons that fire together, wire together, that's not just poetic. It's biological truth. Every time you choose calm over chaos, awareness over reaction, you're training your brain to expect peace instead of panic. And it means you are never stuck, not chemically, not emotionally, not spiritually. In Hermetic philosophy, this process is known as mental transmutation, the art of transforming energy from one state to another, of shifting the vibration of thought into higher form, turning fear into faith, chaos into clarity, turning pain into purpose, and turning breakdowns into breakthroughs. You literally rewiring the story of who you are. It's the sacred chemistry of transformation, and your mind is the laboratory. But here's what most people get wrong. They try to rebuild their life overnight. They think that they have to fix everything all at once. And that's what leads to burnout, shame, and just flat out giving up. So how do we actually do this? Through practice, through repetition, through energy. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's mental rehearsal. When you imagine yourself at peace, confident, grounded, your brain begins to wire that experience as if it's already real. The nervous system doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It just follows your focus. So visualize yourself walking calmly through the day that used to trigger you. Picture yourself responding instead of reacting, and then pair it with feeling. This is where daily affirmations come alive. They're not just words, but as emotions anchored in your body. Don't just say, I am safe. Close your eyes. Feel what safety feels like in your body. Feel your shoulders soften, your breath slow, your chest open. That's when the affirmation actually becomes chemistry. Movement is another powerful tool for rewriting your story, because trauma lives in the body, not the mind, even though it seems that way. So move your body in ways that remind it that life still flows. Dance, walk, shake out your limbs, do yoga. These aren't random acts. They're actually forms of therapy. They regulate your vagus nerve, release stored tension, and communicate to your subconscious. I'm alive. I'm safe. I am free. And remember, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a single leap. It's 1,000 tiny steps. The compounding effect of small, consistent actions is what rewires your entire identity over time. One deep breath instead of panic. One journal page instead of repression. One gentle walk instead of scrolling. One grounded step. One loving thought repeated often enough that it becomes your new baseline. These seem very small, but to your nervous system, they are monumental. Over time, that old story, the one written in fear and survival, it gently begins to fade, and a new story emerges. The story of you, peaceful, powerful, and finally safe to be yourself. Each time you choose presence over avoidance, your brain fires new neurons together. And neurons that fire together, wire together. You're building a new baseline of safety, one micro choice at a time. And over time, something beautiful begins to happen. Your body stops racing for impact. Your thoughts begin to soften. You start trusting yourself again, and you begin to realize that your healing isn't happening to you. It's happening through you. In spiritual terms, this is embodiment, the alignment of thought, feeling, and action with your higher self. Every small act of regulation, reflection, or self-honoring is you reclaiming authorship of your reality. So don't underestimate the small things ever. The morning breath work, the moment of gratitude, the walk outside, because it's not about perfection. It's about consistency. These little actions compound into a nervous system that feels safe, a mind that feels clear, and a soul that finally feels at home. Every time you feel safe again, you're teaching your brain a new story. I survived, I am safe, I am free. Step 4, reconnect with the divinity within. Once your body starts to feel that safety again and your mind begins to soften, something subtle awakens inside of you, a whisper, a pull, a presence that says, there's more. This is where healing becomes remembrance. Science shows that when we meditate, practice gratitude, or even just plainly sit in silence, the areas of the brain linked to fear and separation begin to quiet. The prefrontal cortex lights up, the part responsible for compassion, empathy, and higher awareness. In other words, as you connect inward, you literally awaken your higher consciousness. Ancient mystics understood this long before neuroscience ever mapped it. In every single tradition, whether Hermetic, Yogic, or Taoistic, the path back to power always led inward. They called it the spark of the divine, the inner flame that can't be extinguished, no matter how dark life gets. You don't have to earn your connection to the divine. You have to remember it, because it's never left you. Even in your breakdown, even in your darkest moments, you were still held. You were still guided, still breathing in the same sacred air as the stars. So how do we reconnect? We listen. We create small rituals that remind us of who we are beneath all that noise. Light a candle in the morning and simply breathe. Let the flame represent your soul. Sit in silence for 2 minutes and just feel your heartbeat. That rhythm is divine intelligence in motion. Or write a gratitude list, not to bypass pain, but to anchor your awareness in the miracle of existence itself. These aren't just spiritual habits. They're neural retraining. Every moment of stillness, every prayer, every conscious breath rewires the brain to perceive safety, unity, and love. And when you start to see yourself as defined, not in a grand egoic way, but in the quiet truth of your being, everything shifts. You stop seeing yourself as broken and start remembering that you were always whole. You stop trying to control life and begin co-creating with it, because the moment you remember you are divinity in motion, consciousness in human form, even your pain becomes sacred. Every heartbreak, every ending, every collapse becomes a portal back to truth, back to love, back to yourself. When you remember you are divine consciousness having a human experience, even the pain becomes holy. Step 5, rebuild through aligned action. Once you've felt it all, once you've re-entered your body, softened your mind, and remembered your divinity, there's only one thing left to do: move. This is the stage where healing becomes embodiment. It's where awareness turns into action, and action builds self-trust. Science tells us that consistent behavior literally rewires the brain's reward pathways. Each time you follow through, even in a very small way, dopamine is released, reinforcing a loop of safety, confidence, and forward momentum. Spiritually, this is the Hermetic principle of cause and effect. What you put into motion through intention and aligned energy begins to echo back through your reality. So it's okay, start small. Don't try to rebuild the whole empire in a week. Begin with one promise to yourself. Drink water when you wake up. Take a morning walk. Breathe before you react. Write one honest line in your journal. Those micro choices are the bricks of your new foundation, because every time you keep a small promise to yourself, you're teaching your nervous system that you can be trusted again. Aligned action isn't about hustling or chasing. It's about listening. Ask your higher self each morning, what feels true for me today? And then follow that truth, even if it's simple. Resting when your body says rest. Creating when your heart sparks. Speaking when your soul stirs. That's how you rebuild life from alignment instead of fear. Remember, small doesn't mean insignificant. Small is sustainable. Small is sacred, because it's not the size of the step. It's the consistency of the frequency. The goal isn't to become who you were before the breakdown. It's to become who the breakdown revealed. To live each day with a little more grace, a little more presence, and a deep knowing that every choice, every breath, every heartbeat is your return to wholeness. When you move from alignment, life begins to move with you. The right people appear, opportunities flow, and what once felt like an ending becomes the most powerful beginning of your life. The goal isn't to be who you were before the breakdown. It's to become who the breakdown revealed. Breakdowns aren't the end of your story. They're the moment your soul rewrites it. Breakdowns are sacred. They break the shell that kept you small. You're not lost. You're remembering. You were never broken. You were being rebuilt. Repeat these words daily in times of struggle. I am safe. I am seen. I am the light within the storm. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who's going through their own fire or in the dark right now. And if you're ready to rise, DM me the word rebirth. I'll help you find your way home. As always, be more than a label and embody your divine soul.